So hopefully you can see through that experience how polarization very much affects tag reads. And of course you have the ability to vary the tag on the box, but you also have the ability to vary the placement of the box itself. And we go on, actually, there is another one.
So far,
okay.
You've experimented
there was
with one or two cartons.
Now it becomes
now your job is to assemble a pallet of 12 tagged cartons.
Okay, I'm going to, sorry, I'll just stop it. Now it becomes a little bit more involved. Now you're asked to place cartons on a pallet so that they can be read. Cartons that are already tagged like this, like the ones you just saw, but place them on a pallet, which of course provides new challenges. Let's see how much. Give a little bit of time. Would anybody like to try it? I can just show you a tiny bit of what that's like. Oops.
First, click on the reader position button to see which side of the pallet the reader antenna will be facing. Orient each carton using the rotate button before dragging it to an open slot on the pallet. At any point, you can click on the tear down button to start over. When you think you have it, click on the test button to have the forklift move your pallet to the reader antenna.
Okay, so we know the reader, the reader antenna is on the side of the pallet that is not facing you. It's on the opposite side of the pallet. And so the first thing we need to do is start moving boxes over. Now, we can actually, before we move the box, we can, should be able to rotate the, it's been a while since you rotate the box, of course, so that the tag is placed on the side of the box so that it will be read. And in the proper position, not just the side of the box, but polarized in the right way. And we won't go through all that, but it's pretty neat.
We hope you found more time in the YouTube.
Once you have your pallet all stacked, then the exercise enables you to run it through the reader, through the portal. Sorry, in the warehouse. There's an actual warehouse with a portal, and either you see the green light or the red light. And if you get the red light, you have an opportunity to restack the pallet, not necessarily from the ground up. We do put the boxes that are not properly positioned in pink rather than brown. So you have a little hint. It's not. We don't want it to become too tedious, but it is. We tried as much as possible to simulate the real world in the warehouse, and of course we have many other simulations, hospital asset tracking, and all kinds of things that will help you gain a bigger picture of RFID, not just passive UHF in the supply chain, but many things, because organizations are implementing RFID in many ways. Are there any questions? Yes. Very much so. There's a whole chapter, there are actually 2 chapters or modules as we call them, dedicated to understanding the different types of frequencies and how they are impacted by materials. And in fact, there's another UTAG workshop that is called hotspot testing. It has to do with testing cartons the cartons are filled with liquid, with bottles, and you have to figure out where to tag those boxes to get those cartons to have them be read. But yeah, there's a lot of information on how materials affect the readability of tags, and not only the radio spectrum, but also how do you power tags so that they can be read despite certain materials. Are there any other? There's a very strong section on ROI. I think that a lot of people are really I think that one of the biggest impediments to growth of this industry is people are having trouble identifying where's the ROI. And so we went into great detail to talk about key performance indicators. What are the financial planning mechanisms? That's my specialty is on the business side. And a lot of people in operations really don't know that stuff. What are KPIs? Exactly what is return on investment? What's payback? How do you calculate it? So they can talk more intelligently with their finance people. And then it ends with 20-some applications that real companies that are really getting real payback or that look very promising with real numbers. So I thank you for your time. And again, I thank Odin for allowing me to show you a little bit of our web-based learning resources.
Thanks very much, Leslie.
Sure.
Just a quick preview of the afternoon. Kevin McDonald will be back here at 1 o'clock to talk through software and middleware. He's our resident middleware expert. Be happy to answer questions you have along those lines. Then we'll be talking about the RFID business case, the RFID use cases as they apply to your situation, and then finally, risk that you have to account for in different types of projects and other keys to success. So we'll see you here at 1 o'clock after lunch, and we'll start promptly. Thanks.
And the two gentlemen that came up and tested, can you please come up and give me your cards? So I will send you a link and draw one of your names. Performance indicators.
Where can I buy them?
Sure.
I'll give you a credit card or just cash?
Let me give you one of my cards and you can put your information down.
If you just jot your email address there, get that out.
Do this. Please don't leave.
All right, thanks.
Put his name on my card and contact
I'd like to
information.
get
Just
one of
for
those,
now.
Yeah.
And then I'll do this. And one of you gets a free course and the other
Would you say it was?
2/3 off. Link. So nice. You are so nice. Okay. But would anybody else in the organization like
You have them available.
Yes. The rest of the week as well.
Yeah, we should have some, we have limited, but we will have it every week.
Okay, great.
You have ours?